things about the PTE Speaking exam. We're talking about those hidden mistakes, the ones that are just absolutely crushing your score, even when you feel like you're doing everything perfectly.
So, does this sound like you? You're speaking fast, you feel super fluent, but then you get your score back and it's just not what you expected? It's so frustrating, right? Well, you're definitely not alone. And the reason why, it's probably going to surprise you. It turns out you might be playing a completely different game than the AI scorer.
Okay, so here's what we've got on tap. We're going to look at the AI's hidden rules, bust a huge myth about Read Aloud, dive into the secrets of your voice, and then use all that to crack the most important test sections. And stick around because we'll wrap up with the one big mindset change that brings it all together.
Right. First things first. You got to remember, you're not talking to a human being. The Pearson AI, it has this secret checklist, a set of rules it's listening for. And the crazy part is, most people have no idea what those rules are. If you don't know what the AI wants, you're basically just guessing. You're flying completely blind.
All right, let's kick things off with our first big secret. And honestly, this one's a game changer. It's all about that very first task you face, read aloud. I see so many students stressing out about this, pouring all their energy into it. But should they be?
Okay, get this. The truth is, Read Aloud is pretty much a dummy module. Yep, you heard that right. All the data shows it has such a small impact on your final score. We're talking maybe 5 or 6 marks tops. So all that stress, it just messes with your confidence for the real important parts of the test. And for what? Almost nothing.
So if Read Aloud isn't the big deal we thought it was, then what is? Well, now we get to the good stuff. We're about to break down the 3 fundamental pillars of your voice that the AI is actually listening for in the whole speaking test. If you can master these, you are well on your way to that 90.
And here they are, the big 3: clarity, naturality, and pitch. See, it's not just about the words you use, it's all about how you deliver them. Let's dig into each one, and we'll start with clarity.
Okay, so listen to this. This is exactly what a low-scoring, unclear answer sounds like. See how it's fast, yeah? But the words are all mashed together? You can barely make out what's being said. A lot of people mistake this for fluency, but to the AI, it's just a bunch of noise. Now check out the difference. Listen to this version. The way we prepare for English exams has changed drastically. See that? You've got to actually open your mouth, pronounce the words clearly, and speak like you're trying to make sure someone understands you. You know, like you're talking to a real person. That is what high-scoring clarity sounds like. Okay, our next pillar is naturality, and this is a huge one. So many test takers sound like robots. They do these long, dramatic pauses for every comma, every period. But here's the thing. The AI is built to reward speech that sounds human, that sounds conversational. So my advice is simple. Stop trying to perform for the test. Just talk.
And that brings us to our third and final pillar, pitch. Now this is where things get a little bit technical, and it might surprise you. The AI is actually listening for a specific sound frequency in your voice. And for guys, this number is absolutely critical. Your voice pitch has to stay above 140 hertz.
So, what does that mean? Well, if you have a naturally deep or, a thick voice, the AI might register it down around 80 or 90 hertz, and it will penalize you for it. So you might actually have to consciously sharpen your voice a bit, make it a little thinner to get it over that 140 hertz line. And for female candidates, the magic number is generally a bit higher, usually above 220 hertz.
Okay, I know what you're probably thinking right now. Hearing about numbers like 140 hertz, you're wondering, well, where does my voice land? How do I even know? And that's a great question, because it's pretty much impossible to figure that out by yourself, which is exactly why I want to offer you something special.
I'm giving away personalized 30-minute one-on-one classes, and they're completely free. We can actually analyze your voice together, and I can give you feedback that's just for you. So if you want in, just comment DEMO down below, send me a DM, or even easier, just WhatsApp me right now at the number you see on the screen. Let's get your slot booked. Okay, so now that we know the secrets of the voice, let's put them into action. Let's take a look at how these 3 pillars, clarity, naturality, and pitch, apply to the big hitter modules. We're talking repeat sentence, describe image, and retell lecture. Okay, for repeat sentence, here's the secret strategy. The AI cares way more about the beginning of the sentence than the end. I'm not kidding. If you can just nail that first 50 or 60% with perfect clarity and fluency, you've basically already bagged most of the points for that question.
And this brings us to the golden rule of this section. Fluency is more important than content.
Seriously, the scoring backs this up. Fluency and pronunciation get a score of 5, while content only gets a 3. So what does that tell you? It's so much better to say something smoothly and miss a word or two than it is to stop and stutter while you try to remember every single detail. Flow is king.
All right, let's move on to the biggest mistake I see in Describe Image and Retell lecture. It's the templates. People memorize these super long, complicated templates and then just try to stuff keywords into them. It sounds totally unnatural, completely robotic, and trust me, the AI can spot it from a mile away. It's a recipe for a low score.
So, what's the right way to do it? It's actually way simpler and it works so much better. Just use a few short, simple linking phrases, things like the image shows or the speaker talked about. Then just create 3 or 4 of your own sentences. That's it. And you know what? Even if you make a little grammar mistake here or there, speaking your own thoughts confidently will score you way higher.
And all of this, it all comes down to one final super important idea. It's a fundamental shift in how you should think about the entire speaking test.
I love this quote because it really boils it all down to a simple choice. Are you going to create chaos? Trying to trick the system with these templates and weird strategies? Or are you just going to communicate? Are you going to focus on getting your message across clearly?
So that's the main idea I really want you to walk away with. Stop thinking about this as training for a test. Start thinking about it as practicing real, honest-to-goodness communication. Because at the end of the day, that is what the AI is built to reward.